My name is Patricia Mitten. I am the Managing Director of Antilla Energy. Antilla Energy is a circular economy-based company where our primarily focused on collecting used cooking oils through various places throughout the island, hotels, restaurants, mom and pop shops, collecting that oil, bringing it back here, storing it, and then once we accumulate a sufficient amount of oil to fill into a container, we then export it. And it's actually currently being exported to the Netherlands, and the Netherlands is taking that feedstock or used cooking oil, and they're actually producing a product called biodiesel. That biodiesel is then being used throughout Europe to run diesel-powered and diesel engines, basically. So whether it's a car or a boat or anything, any engine that runs on diesel can actually run on the biodiesel. Essentially what we do in the warehouse is we store our virgin cooking oils. So the virgin oils we actually import, basically just a vegetable-based cooking oil from either the US or from the Netherlands. And then we distribute that to hotels and any commercial place on the island, supermarkets included. And then we actually go around. We have a schedule where we make delivery, daily pickups at different restaurants and hotels. And we collect the waste oil and then we bring it back to our facility. We approximately collect about 5,000 liters of used cooking oil per week, and about once a month we export a 20-foot shipping container that's basically filled with a balloon, like a bladder, and it's flat, and then what we do is we pump the used cooking oil into that, and then we export it to the Netherlands. I would say since our existence in 2014, we have probably diverted over 5 to 10 million liters of used cooking oil that would have just been dumped in the landfill. And that's a huge economic disaster for the island. So it's, because unfortunately, waste oil, it doesn't go away. It never decomposes, it's just there always. So it contaminates, nothing can grow in it, and it just kills all the wildlife as well. So it's definitely not something that we can just, let's just toss it and don't worry about it. It really needs to be dealt with. We are also refocusing ourselves on trying to collect from residents. It's not feasible enough at this time for us to go house to house and try to collect your used cooking oil that you have at home. However, we have a location on Katoenstraat. It's in Coffee Spot, and there's actually a blue bin. It's called O-Cycling. If you actually go on YouTube and you type in O-Cycling, you can actually see a video that we made several years ago, and it explains to you the process and its importance of why you should recycle that oil and not dump it in the kanuku or just throw it away in your trash or even down your drains for that matter. It causes so much damage to the environment and then also to the plumbing in your home that we recommend. It's a very easy process. You just, whatever reusable plastic you have, everybody has plastic, refill it with a used oil, seal it, and then bring it to our location and just drop it off in the bin. The end product is either biodiesel or glycerin, and glycerin can even be just cleaned, and people can utilize that to make soap locally as well. So there's really no negative to the actual process of biodiesel. So it's a big win for the island. I really think we should refocus on making a concerted effort to introduce biodiesel either into our fuel or even some of the larger commercial establishments might be able to utilize it as well. So we've been in business since 2014. Our primary focus is the end result that we would like to get to in the near future is to be able to, instead of taking that feedstock and exporting it to the Netherlands, is to keep the product here in Aruba. And then actually be able to process it locally, and within that process make our own biodiesel and then distribute it throughout the island. You could sell it to commercial vehicles or even to anybody who basically runs a diesel-powered vehicle. Well, we've been working with the government for a few years now in trying to get a site at Bacadera. So we're close to the end of that process. We're working very closely with DIP in getting the final paperwork's ready to go. Once that happens, then we can set up a large-scale facility where we can actually build a biodiesel production facility on site. We can process all the fuel, all the waste oil that comes in, and then we can make the biodiesel. And then once we have that end product, we can either sell it directly to FEMSA, we can sell it perhaps even to Web, or we just blend it in, have a site, and we just blend it in with regular petroleum diesel, and then we make a blend out of that. The sky's really the limit in terms of what we can produce. We get approximately 5,000 liters a week, and we don't even collect 100% of the hotels and the restaurants. There are still possibilities for us to expand. We've done as much as we can in terms of introducing, more technology-based storage containers, because a lot of hotels and a lot of restaurants are concerned about, obviously nobody wants oil sitting around on their property. So we've invested in different types where actually the tank itself is a self-contained tank that sits into the kitchen, and basically they just take a wand and they just suck up all of the oil. It stores in the tank, and then our truck will come around and attach to a pipe on the outside of the building, and then we just take out all the oil. So, there's no contamination in the kitchen remains clean, there's no dirty, no oil spill, contamination, no problems outside either. So we're doing as much as we can to try and, improve the collection process, so then also the end result is better. But we can, even if we collect all the oil on the island, we're never going to be able to replace diesel 100%. We just don't have the quantity here to be able to do that. But that's not to say that we couldn't, pull in from other islands as well. We could work with Curacao, we could work with Bonaire, and we could bring in their waste oil streams as well, and we could do the same thing. So instead of sending everything abroad and allowing, the EU to benefit from this, waste stream, we can keep it locally and we can benefit from it.